This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Place to Be Nation Pop Experience. Welcome to episode 7 of Play While You Listen. After 6, if you get to 10 with podcasts, we're great. I'm almost there. For my guest for this episode is one that if you listen to me on the No-So feed or the wrestling feed, he's usually my partner in crime. He's my pod father, and that is Shawn Kidd. Shawn, how are you doing this evening?
I am good. I don't know how I feel about the Podfather reference, but I guess I'll take it. Interesting ask for me tonight, because I know you're much into the video games. I am one of the olds, like Andy was on your pod, and so I guess I'm going to just continue that tradition of the old and probably talk about some video games that, I don't know, maybe you've never heard of or maybe you have. I guess we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm a big video game nerd. As I've said, I've been playing.
So was I up to a point, so that's what's interesting for me.
Until you started getting Punani and it stopped for you.
Kids. I mean, listen, even after I had kids, I played up to. You want to know honestly when I really quit? I mean, I know we're gonna jump ahead, but you know when I really quit like doing it like full on?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was when what was that WWE 12 or whatever when CM Punk was on the cover.
Yes.
That was the last time I was full on playing video games like almost on a daily basis. So you do the math on that one.
Well, I mean, that's 11, 12 years ago now, so that's completely understandable. And I was one of those people that bought those video game releases on the yearly basis, and I think the last one I got was with Sting on it, because I finally could play him instead of having to create him in the video games.
Well, Sting would have killed me on that territory. Sting sucks.
Okay.
Gotta stay on brand.
Now you're just being mean. We jokingly said that, you and Andy are the olds here, but I remember during COVID, you said how you bought out the N64 and was beating your kid's ass and No Mercy.
I did. So it's kind of like, all things during COVID, it was kind of a nostalgia run, right? So, I mean, you and I did a pod on fucking Battlestar Galactica, for Christ's sake.
Yes.
But it was just kind of like, hey, let's break out, COVID, everything sucks, life sucks. Bring out the things that brought you joy, and the old N64 brought me a lot of joy, and kicking my kid's ass at No Mercy was also fun. It was like riding a bike, man. You never forget it. So it was really cool. Now it's still sitting on the shelf, and I haven't played it in a while, but yeah, probably, I know we're going to go through my top 5 games and all that at some point, but probably my all-time favorite wrestling game at least would be No Mercy. So.
And Shawn didn't even hook his N64 up to like one of a newer TV. He straight up went like mid 2000s. It's one of those box TVs that he had it hooked up with.
Okay, that is. Are you serious? I did not.
I thought you did.
I think I did it first because I didn't know. I did it first because I didn't know how to hook it up to one of the new TVs because I was stupid. But I finally figured out how to connect it to like one of the regular TVs now because it has the old school wires, like the 3 wire prongs. You got to stick it into this input, and it was a lot easier to do on the old school TVs, but I did finally figure out how to do it on, today's TV.
My apologies.
Don't apologize. You were right about the first one, though.
I was like, Shawn went full retro with that.
I totally 100% did.
So, as we mentioned, like, you've been playing video games a long time. What is your first memory with video games?
Fuck. Do I really have to answer this?
Yeah.
Honestly, and I know I joked about it in our pods, literally in television and the whole fucking Pong game. Literally. Okay. In my grandparents' basement, my uncle got it in television, and that is literally the first game I ever played was Pong. Straight up Pong. So
you're an OG gamer. That's all I'm hearing. Is like you're an OG gamer.
Oh, yeah, listen. When I was younger, it was OG in television. Then I went into, obviously Atari 2600. Then you had ColecoVision. Like I ran the whole fucking gamut all the way through N64. So.
I mean, that's a pretty impressive gamut. Did you ever have a Game Boy or anything?
No. Listen, I never did Game Boy. No, I had electronic football on my freaking little. I never had Game Boy. I had electronic football, but never.
And Shawn hates football and sports.
I did. But I did. There was a time I didn't, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, recent age, marriage, kids, and all that kind of takes away those things that you once enjoyed, and you don't really have the time to do it, so you don't try to invest in it anymore.
It was either wrestling, sports, or video games,
Yes.
and
I chose
sports and
wrestling.
video games got the axe.
Yeah, I chose wrestling. Listen, I enjoy wrestling. It's still my comfort food, man. So I chose wrestling.
Yeah, speaking of comfort foods, do you have a comfort game?
Well, do you want to talk about that, or you want to talk about like what my favorite, like the top 5? Like, how do you want to go about this? Because my comfort game is part of my top 5.
Let's hit the top 5, and when we hit that top 5, you
Okay.
can tell me which one's your comfort game. You're the guest here. Like we cruise where you want to go,
All right.
buddy.
So let's start. Okay, so my first favorite game ever goes back to Atari, and I probably 83 or 84. That's the original Pitfall. And the reason why I like Pitfall was it was very Indiana Jones-ish. You had to walk on alligators. You had to jump on alligators. You had to go against, you had to rope over tar pits. You had to fall into the freaking pits with freaking scorpions. And yes, it was terrible, very pixelish, square heads and really bad, sound. But as a kid who was like 8 or 9, I mean, that was the end all be all. That fucking game, Pitfall, was awesome. So that would be probably my first favorite. Then we'll go over to, let me think through this. So as we moved on and we evolved, I will go to Atari, and I'm going to jump right to, I'm trying to think what came first. GameCube. I'm going to jump to GameCube. How's that?
Okay, no, that's fine.
So really, I don't know. Did you ever play GameCube, Scott?
Yes, come on. Listen,
I can't remember how old you are.
I never had
remember
one.
when
but
you were a fetus and when you started playing video games. I don't remember this.
Thank you. I did not have a GameCube, but I had friends that had a GameCube, and I actually played the Pitfall game. And you said it's like Indiana Jones. It's 100% like Indiana.
But not
Jones.
the Atari one, not the Atari version. The Atari version is very, you move screen to screen, it's a
2D scroller.
Yeah, you never played on. I mean, you play with a joystick and a button. I mean, realistically, it's not. Now, later versions of it absolutely evolved, but I'm still going with the OG for me on that one. All right, GameCube. Did you ever play the Spider-Man game that came out when the Spider-Man movie came out on GameCube?
I played it for PlayStation, and it had the most frustrating level of my life, Shawn, where you have to take pictures. Like, you're obviously Spider-Man and Peter Parker, but like you put a camera up and you're supposed to take pictures to earn money.
Yes.
Shawn, that is the most frustrating level of my life.
Okay. It was a very frustrating game, but what I will tell you is there was, and I'm a big comic nerd too, right? So for me, what went out was comics and wrestling over everything else. But I really, really enjoyed the swinging through New York and the whole, it was just so fucking cool at the time, right? And the graphics were cool. And so I really enjoyed the Spider-Man Game Boy. So that was always one I enjoyed playing. So that was my Game Boy. And I liked the wrestling games on there too. Day of Reckoning was pretty badass on there. I don't know. Did you ever play any of the Day of Reckoning games on there?
No, I used to subscribe to a video game magazine, and I remember how bad they said how bad Day of Reckoning was, because you had to fight your way through a construction zone.
Oh yeah, I mean there were some things with it, but that's why it doesn't fall under my favorites. So we got Pitfall, then we got the Spider-Man game. So now I'm going to jump to Xbox. So that gives me 3. So Bomberman. Listen, my friends and I used to play Bomberman all the time. Not Xbox. I'm sorry. I'm going to go to N64. Bomberman on N64 was great, and of course that came out on Xbox. That was one of my favorites on Xbox too. So I would definitely go with Bomberman. And running around and killing people is pretty king shit stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I like blowing people up. And I do know you have something later on in this pod about Bomberman that I'll actually want to talk to you about to see. Anyway, I'll talk to you about that when we get to that part of the pod. So that one, and then so that was on N64. GoldenEye. GoldenEye might be up there as my all-time favorite game. And I wasn't a big Bond movie guy, but what was cool about GoldenEye is in N64 is literally you play 4 players and you run around, and you can either play like the solo mode where you're going around and doing all this shit that you have to do to kind of complete your mission. But the freaking multiplayer on that was awesome because you're running through facilities and caves and you're just literally running around collecting guns and literally shooting people in the head. And when you shoot people in the head, you literally take the air out of them and you literally see the blood holes on them. And I thought that was pretty badass.
Were you a screen peeker, Sean?
What does that mean?
When you're looking at the other person's screen?
1000%.
Okay.
So I was a screen peeker, and I would watch and see where they are, and I would meticulously sniper them without them knowing it. Yes. Yeah, I was in love with that game, and I could play that game. Like, we would, God, man, I must have spent, it almost feels like I spent half my life playing that game. Literally, I would come home from work, and we would play that game for like 8 straight hours.
And then you have to go to sleep for 4 and then go back to work.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so those 3. There's other games on N64. I like Shadow of the Empire, the Star Wars game. I thought was pretty badass. But I can't. Again, there's just so many I like. There was also, I like the WrestleMania game. What's cool about the original WrestleMania game on that was you could create your own titles, and so we would just create these stupid ass titles and we would wrestle for them. So that was another good one. But I think the end-all be-all wrestling game is N64, and you want to talk about my comfort game, N64, not N64, No Mercy. No Mercy was definitely my comfort game. Like, I always had a strategy. That was another game we would all play for hours at a time. I'd get off work, I'd come home and play it. But you could create your own wrestlers, and I always wrestled as Scott Steiner. Because I created Big Papa Pump. So my strategy was we would always do these multi-mans, and you would always have your titles on the line, and we would defend our titles all the time. And my strategy was very annoying because I would like I was that typical guy. It's kind of like a GoldenEye where you would like screen snipe, but on No Mercy, what I would do is I would run outside the ring all the time while they're tying up, and then I would run back in and hit them with a Steiner line, and then belly to belly them, and I would win probably 80% of my matches because they were pissed off because I kept running around the ring so they couldn't catch me.
You are annoying to play with.
I was, but listen, I wasn't. We had a lot of fun. There was a lot of good times. And listen, I was back in the day where you would smoke a pack of cigarettes and drink a case of beer, and you would play some N64. So
hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I know you're out of the gaming now, but I know your kids have the systems, and your wife actually plays.
Yes.
If you're interested in a Spider-Man game where you can go through New York, I would suggest checking out the Spider-Man game for PlayStation 4 and 5, which it's very good. Like, it's a lot of fun. The sequel's actually coming out in October, which I am excited for. It comes out on a Friday. I'll be playing it for like 6 or 7 hours straight when I get off of work.
I will check that out. But hey, the other thing, the Xbox one that I realized, Arkham Asylum, the Batman games on Xbox are pretty fucking great too.
Yes.
Yeah. I did enjoy those games quite a bit. And actually, wasn't that long ago that I played them. I mean, I think I played those maybe a couple years ago. So it was kind of like learning through my kid what games were there and playing them. And I got into them for a while, and then time got a hold of me and I didn't go back to them. But and then obviously you said my wife and kids. My wife right now, currently as we speak, is upstairs playing, I don't know, whatever game, probably the 3rd game of Zelda or whatever. It wasn't the new one. She already beat that one, but she's on another one. And she also beat the new Harry Potter game. So she's become actually quite the gamer at this point. She's, her and my son play games together all the time now. So I don't know. Maybe I should get back into it because my wife spends more time with my kid now than she does with me because she's become a gamer again, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
She likes those whole quest games. Like, she likes the quest stuff. It's like she loves that stuff,
Yeah, and the Harry Potter game, which I loved, I played the hell out of that, was is open world, and so is that Spider-Man game I was describing, and the Arkham games are just amazing. Did you play Arkham City by chance?
No, I was no, Arkham Asylum was my I know there's multiple ones, but again, man, they're just so time consuming, and if I go after one, I just didn't have the time to go after. You know what I mean? I love those games, but it's just keep time so fucking time consuming.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, it's like you gotta rob Peter to pay Paul type thing when you're, because I've run into this now where it's like there's wrestling I want to watch, but there's also comics I want to read, books I want to read, and then it's like, well, I want to play some video games too. So it's
and that's my fear. If I get back into video games, I love reading comics, that. I love watching wrestling, and I'll watch wrestling. I love today's wrestling. Like, soon as we record this, we just came off Labor Day weekend, and I literally fucking watched more wrestling, I think, than I have in years, and I fucking loved it. So it's kind of like, it's just, again, that's my comfort food is wrestling. Good, old, new, it doesn't matter. I just enjoy watching it.
Yeah, well, maybe with what we're going to talk about coming up with a video game, you might be able to take advantage of watching some wrestling and playing some video games. We'll get to that.
Absolutely.
So you're not? Do you play any mobile games or anything? Maybe while you're using the restroom. That's big with me. So.
No. My wife is a big. Like, she plays this Harry Potter game on her mobile phone and some other thing. So she's really big on that. But no, man, I'm not really big into playing stuff on my. Listen, if I'm on my phone, typically I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm in our Messenger, or I'm doing work shit.
Talking to us morons. Yes, I completely understand.
Or actually, a lot of the time I watch. Believe it or not, I watch a lot of YouTube on my iPhone too with the wrestling stuff. So
I'll keep that in mind when you send me a YouTube clip to watch next time.
Yeah, if I ever send you a YouTube clip, just remember Shawn might be taking shit. So
yeah, I'm thinking of a certain YouTube clip you sent me last week. With
wait, which one is that?
It was the Fabulous Freebirds turn on Mike Graham in Florida.
Oh yeah, that was I probably was taking a it's probably Deuce.
Yep.
I said it.
Yep. Thanks for that. So Shawn, we were talking a little bit how I was like, this month's a very big video game month. WrestleMania season is January to first week of April. We got the summer movie season that, starts in April and runs to August. But what's left on, Shawn, is the video game fall. Now, you may have some big releases here and there, but as if listeners for this podcast, it was pretty barren in August besides Madden and Baldur's Gate for the PC.
I feel like the summer movie thing was pretty barren for the most part this summer too, if you want to do a comparison.
Well, money-wise, yes, but Barbieheimer, I think, made up for the summer.
Well, I never saw Barbieheimer. I think when was the last thing I see? It's all Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Was the big one that came out, but what else came out this summer besides the Barbieheimer shit?
Indiana Jones, that bombed.
Oh,
sadly.
yeah, I went and saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I went and saw that.
Flash came.
Saw that. It's interesting. I don't know if it was really a barren summer, more so than I just think people are tired of the same repetitive shit. You know what I mean? And I guess that's why Oppenheimer and Barbie probably performed really well versus that other stuff. So.
Well, also they were very good movies compared to those other ones we described, besides Guardians 3, which was a masterpiece.
Yeah, and again, I know it's a video game pod, but I look forward to those coming out on digital, and I'll check them out. So.
Yep, actually, Barbie drops, I think, in a couple weeks on digital. Yeah, so as we go through this month, we have so many big releases. Baldur's Gate 3 for the PlayStation. We had Starfield by the time you're already listening.
Okay, so I've heard a lot about.
It's already out.
So I've heard a lot about Starfield. Like, if I'm on my social media, like TikTok, I love my TikToks, right? So it's on there and there's advertising it. So it's one of those things that it's constantly over and over again, like it's this big, huge thing. And I was gonna ask you about that one since obviously it is.
Well, perfect, because that was one of my things for the video game news for the month. One of my stories. Bethesda released this game. They just got bought by Xbox and Microsoft.
So Bethesda was a gaming company, I assume.
Yeah, Bethesda's a gaming company, but they're behind
Bethesda, Maryland.
Actually, I don't know. Probably. I haven't thought of that. But they've released like the Fallout games, like the Skyrim games. Like 9 times out of 10, these games hit, Shawn. And like they're known for their bugs, but they're eventually patched. But they're also known for how big the games are.
What are the so again, I'm going to age myself because I kind of gave you my timeline of games and when I stopped. So when you talk about Skyrim and that kind of game, what exactly is that type? Like for me, and again, I apologize for those that do play games, but just give me like a short thing on it and what it is.
Oh, it's fine. Like that's why this podcast exists, to get people who might have lapsed in video games or doesn't know.
Totally. So that's why I'm interested to hear what's about some of these games.
So it's an open world game, but it's set in space, and it has all these produced planets, and a bunch of them are completely different from where you go. You can explore as much as you want. Like you get your quests that you need to do, and like you can stick to them if you want, or you can do them and come back. It's just like you make all the choices. Like you can have romantic relationships with like your companions, and
like full on legit, or is it just?
Yeah, I don't think they show it, but it's like implied.
Interesting.
You can build your own spaceship in this one, which I've seen some of the cool spaceships that people are creating because I've been on their subreddit. Like they created like a Millennium Falcon, one from Star Trek, just all types of different ships, and like you get to do what you want, and like there's like a funny like they have like these little joke things too, where you can you talk to a ship and it's like, I want to talk to you about your ship's warranty or something, just how people call you about your car warranty, stuff like that. But you can also spec it out with how you want. Like if you want to be a thief, you can like spec your points to like being a thief. And like your origin characteristics, it's like you're sending money back to your parents and they're on your ship as well. And like they take 10% off the top of like when you complete a mission or something. You can also create what your character looks like. So like you have all these wild outfits that the options are great. And, but like I said, Bethesda usually hits the mark 9 times out of 10. Fallout 76 really wasn't the best, but, it's just like, it's also their first original like story in 20 plus years because they've just been doing the Skyrim series and the Fallout series. But it came out actually September 1st for pre-release, and the actual release is 9/6, and people have already put in days in this, Sean, and it's only been out a couple days, and it seems like a lot of fun. It's only on the PC or Xbox, one of those exclusives, not on the PlayStation. But like and it's set like hundreds of years in the future, so like Earth's no longer there, but like we colonized Mars and we're just doing all this other stuff. And
sounds very comic booky.
Those games are a lot of fun, but you can sink so much hours into it, and it's always like very terrifying. And
yeah, I mean, I guess for me that's kind of what it is. Like I'm a very simple guy, right? I like one of the reasons why I like N64 so much is because it's so the gameplay is super simplistic and easy, right? Like the control, you can play it, but then you get all these other ones like Switch, and I just don't like the gameplay or the feel of the play, and they seem like they take so fucking long to get through, and it's like I can't commit my freaking ADHD brain to get on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's completely understandable. And also, I just looked up Bethesda. It's based in Rockville, Maryland, so you were correct, sir.
Ah, look at that. I added some kind of value, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, but yeah, that game looks like a lot of fun. I had spoken on a couple episodes before how I was thinking of buying an Xbox. I haven't bought an Xbox yet.
But you don't have an Xbox.
No, I just have a PlayStation. I had both at one point, but those things get kind of expensive, so I had to like pick and choose which one I wanted. I went with Sony. I've always loved the controller. I just had a PS1. I've had all of them: PS1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And actually, Sean, the next thing that I'm going to be getting is like you might find this since you have to travel a lot, but we'll talk about the pros and the negatives of what I'm about to talk about. It's called a PlayStation Portable. It's a remote player.
On that link and looked at it, and I was very, very perplexing on what it is, like visually.
Yeah, it's a remote player for your PS5 console, and it's like, say, you're like me, and your PlayStation 5's in the living room, and your wife wants to watch TV, and you don't want to be like, well, I've been here 6 hours straight playing video games. Go watch it somewhere else. I can play. It's this little, looks like a PS5 controller, and it looks like it's a little 8.5-inch screen. I can switch over my game there as long as I'm connected to Wi-Fi.
Wow, that's pretty genius, actually.
So yeah, but the problem is that it has to be connected to Wi-Fi so you can connect to like your PlayStation. So I'm real interested because like you travel a lot for work. I travel some like to visit my family, and I'm like, my main goal. Spoiler alert, guys! I might have pre-ordered this Drunk Friday. Because I saw that it dropped, and my wife's like, "You're up to something," and my best friend was like, "What's he doing?" And it was me putting in my debit card, drunk as shit, pre-ordering.
How much was it?
It's $200.
That's fine.
Yeah, so it comes out November 15th. I will have a full review for the December one with this, but I'm just real interested in it because I want to see how it plays. I want to see how it plays.
Can you play a game? Can you start a game on it and then have it when you get to a TV play on the TV? Like, is it like?
Yeah, like You'll save it or whatever, and it should like go back and forth. Like you probably won't be able to play both at the same time. You'll have to like choose which one you're going with. But it's like this claiming you can play compatible games you have installed on your PS5 console, which I have a 2 terabyte PS5 hard drive, which I installed manually. So it's has an 8-inch LCD screen, 60 FPS. My issue is that they're trying to sell their own little headphones, so I'm gonna have to buy I'm not buying those headphones because they're probably like $100. So I'll be just getting like the wired stuff to play. But also, when you want to play the games, you have to be connected to Wi-Fi. And as you travel a lot, Sean, that internet Wi-Fi not always the best, but I mean, it's certainly something you can try. I'm gonna try it when I go to like my mother-in-law's house or like I'm visiting family,
Well,
just to see
for
how it
staying in a
works.
hotel, I mean, that's the problem is the hotel, like the way you have to sign on to Wi-Fi in hotels. I don't know if it would work, especially I stayed in a lot of hotels. So,
Yeah, I was able to finagle my Fire Stick.
okay. Yeah, I do.
Through,
Well, I have done that. Yeah,
yeah,
I've done that.
but like they did answer my question as like can PlayStation Portal remote play only be played on home Wi-Fi? It's like no, it's just like wherever you're connected to Wi-Fi. So it should be interesting to see how it goes with that. I want to hopefully this isn't collecting dust for me 6 months from now. I can see a lot of use from it. Not when I'm playing Destiny, but maybe I finally finish Horizon, or maybe like I want to have like wrestling on in the background and play video games at the same time. I can see me getting a lot of use out of that if I'm being completely honest. So it's interesting to see where Sony goes with this. I'm for one excited for it. I know a lot of people are getting hate on it online, but what do you expect online? All you see is the negativity first, not the positivity.
I mean, it almost seems like a version of a Game Boy almost, except in a controller. That's what
it just has to be on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I got it.
So,
I don't see the. So I guess the thing is, like, if you're in a car or whatever, it's kind of worthless, right? So it's like, yeah, I get it. So that's probably why people are shitting on it, because you still have to be connected to a Wi-Fi. I'm sure that's.
And it's not like a switch or something, but I'm sure they'll come up with something. But with the price tag, because I had read things where it's gonna be like $400 or $500. I was like, fuck that. But $200, I was like, I'll give it a shot type deal.
I get it. It's not a bad cost. So
yeah. But yeah, those were the big video game news for the month. Starfield being released, and we're starting to kick off the video game fall because
holidays.
Yeah, holidays coming up. Like that was like my stepmom back in the day would be like, what do you want for Christmas? And she would ask like right now, or like to be honest, in August. So like I would be looking at like a Toys R Us thing, or like just I knew how to play the game. My little brother would write the same thing down for my mom and my dad, and they didn't speak, so he would get sometimes twice the same thing.
I was the same way when I was playing.
Rookie mistake.
That's all that was on. Like, in fact, my wife is the one that bought me. I brought up WWE 12. My wife is the one that bought me all the last games that I played when I quit playing. So mostly for Christmas and shit.
Well, there you go. It's easy gifts. That's like basically all that I want sometimes. So
I get it.
All right, that's you ready to dive into September releases, Sean?
I'll follow along the best I can, Scott.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be a little different for you. But I think this first game, because you have a Switch, it might be able something to dig into you.
There is one game you're going to talk about I am particularly interested in when you get to it. But
okay, It's called 30XX. This sounds familiar because I already talked about it last month. It was already released for the PC, but it's finally coming to the Switch. It's a game that's inspired by Mega Man. By the time you're listening to this, it's already out.
Hey, I know Mega Man.
Yeah, so that's what I was like, this is pretty interesting. The next game is Chants of Sennar, which is already out as well, dropped the day we're recording, and it's for the PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and the PC. A little quip about that is legend says that one day a traveler will unite the people of the tower who are unable to communicate with each other, observe, listen, and decipher ancient language in a fascinating universe inspired by the myth of Babel. This is a puzzle platformer. Those games usually aren't for me. But, the story, if it's cool, like I might check it out if it ever goes like on sale for PlayStation Network. So the next game is called Ruin Factory 3 Special. It dropped today as well. Bridge the divide of an ancient schism between humans and monsters in Ruin Factory 3. Special is half human, half woolly protagonist Micah Farm. I'm not going to lie, a half human, half woolly mammoth. Sounds pretty dope to me.
Interesting.
Fight and fall in love as you revisit a classic in a series that perfected the blend of RPG and life sim genres. RPG, role-playing game, life sim genre is like The Sims. So like that seems like an interesting combination right there. And to close out the first four that I usually do, Baldur's Gate 3 finally being released for the PS5 September 6th. This is basically Dungeons and Dragons set in the universe Dungeons and Dragons. I actually have a coworker who doesn't play video games, loves Dungeons and Dragons, bought this for PC and is loving it right now.
I love Dungeons and Dragons. I used to play it all the time, so that sounds like something I'd be interested in.
Yeah, but like that's another one you can have relations with anyone in the game.
Well, that would make sense, obviously. Yeah. It's like even back. Hey, you want to talk about old school? Did you ever play Dragon's Lair?
No.
Yeah, so literally it was a video game in the arcade that it was an animation cartoon, and you literally played the arcade game as an animation cartoon. It was wild as shit. You got to look it up.
Dragon's All right, I'll take a look at it.
It's the fucking craziest thing. You look at it, it's like literally you're like a animated cartoon, and you're playing like it's badass. You should check it out. So
yeah, I'll definitely check that out. And another game out September 6th. September 6th is a big day. I'm sure people are taking off this week because I might have taken off weeks to play video games for work. Starfield, what we talked about, you can do whatever you want. And like, they actually do have a story where you like embark on an epic journey to answer humanity's great mystery. What that is, you'll have to check it out. September 8th, dropping for the Switch and the PC, is called Fae Farm. Escape to the world of Fae Farm and create your own cozy home in the enchanted world of Azria. As you nurture and grow your homestead, you'll get to meet charming characters, foster deep relationships, and discover ways to infuse magic to everything you do. Customize your character, master the arts of crafting, cooking, potion making, and discover so much more. I'm not into these games, but it's a rich amount of people that are. It's just not for me. But they you know what you want. If you like these games, you're gonna go to them. It sounds like the Disney Mystery Adventure, the why am I blanking on the name right now? Stardew Valley sounds like something like that. And then September 8th. Now, Shawn, back in the day, this was how you played GoldenEye with your friends?
Mm-hmm.
This release was a must for me and my friends. We would play it. We get it in college, play the hell out of the game. NBA 2K24 comes out on all the systems.
Oh, I can see that. Listen, I did like the sport. Listen, I know I don't play sports, but I like Madden. I did play some of that. I enjoyed those things. Yeah.
I mean, my best friend was here this past weekend. We played the hell out of 2K that I downloaded for free when they had a month of it for free. So, but you know what you get with those games. They've made it more RPG with My Player, which I don't agree with, and they're money gouging with different seasons. But that's a podcast. That's a story for another podcast. And then we have September 12th. We have Interra Nights, which this seems like it's setting up just to maybe the incel community with a dating action game where you make the most out of your life during the apocalypse. Monday going to date.
Wait, did you say dating action game?
That's what they said.
During the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That sounds pretty great, actually.
Yeah. Monday going to date, Tuesday clear dungeon, Friday freak out. The clock is ticking. This seems like people who fall in love with.
And an apocalypse happens. I mean, what do you do with your date?
No, you feed him to the dragon that you're killing on Tuesday.
I didn't find out.
Yeah, and let me know what you find out. And September 12th, this is probably the most interesting game I've ever seen. It's called Noir, Play With Your Food. It's for the PlayStation, PC, and Mac. It's an experimental food art game designed to make you hungry, free from the constraints of score, time limit, and realism. Noir lets you play with your food with no mess to clean up. The screenshots I saw for this game were literally just like screenshots of food. I don't know what you do with it, but
sounds
yeah. Yeah, I was blown away. I was like, I had no idea. Now I think this is the game that you would enjoy, and let me know if I'm correct. Super Bomberman R2.
Fuck yes. That was the one when I saw we were going through what you were talking about tonight. That really piqued my interest. I love Bomberman so much.
Yeah, and like it looks like you can it completes offline battles where you can play with friends and family.
That was going to be my question is, hey, there's a lot of us that do game, and if I were going to jump back in a game and play with like our crew, it would be this one because I'd want to blow you motherfuckers up, and I think that'd be a lot of fun for you guys to blow my old ass up.
Yeah, and you just have a little, Skype chat or whatever. But it might be a game we have to look at when it goes on sale in 3 or 4 months.
You know what's cool about that game is you can collect different bombs, you can kick them, you can throw them, you can freaking run into portals, and you'll freaking go into the others. Like it's just like everything you could imagine is in this game and how you blow a person up, and then sometimes it'll drive you insane.
Yeah, it's great. Um, we have this sounds like crazy Twisted Metal, which was talked about earlier today at work actually. This next game is called Gunbrella, which just has Matt Souza's name written all over it. It comes out for Switch and PC on September 13th. Uncover the dark secrets of a gritty, tangled metropolis and battle diabolic villains with your trusty Gunbrella, a bulletproof brawly that doubles as a firearm. It's a side scroller. Like
oh my
I said,
God. It sounds like a. Did you say tingly something? Did you say tingly?
battle diabolic villains.
That's how I thought you said gritty tingly. I thought that's
No.
what Oh, well, so basically this is just a game about a badass gun, is what it sounds like.
Your Gunbrella.
I love it. That's great. Love it.
The next one, which I'm sure you'll give me shit for, is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Their first DLC, The Hidden Adventures of Area Zero, the Teal Mask.
Did you say Pokemon?
Yeah. We get Pokemon re-added, new Pokemon added, new story. I still need to beat Scarlet. That's been on my to-do list. We'll go from there with that. But yeah,
I've never understood the whole Pokemon phenomenon.
I think it's like a generational thing.
They're not into it. It's 100% generationally, for sure. So
yeah. So yeah, we're already halfway through the month, Sean, and we've had some bangers, and it's only, we're only going to get better because we have a game called Ad Infinitum, which is for the PlayStation, Xbox, and the PC. And when reality is a nightmare, nightmares become real. In the psychological horror game, you fight the terrifying creatures invading your mind. Can you save your sanity?
Well, I like that. The sound of that sounds really good.
Yeah, sounds amazing, right?
Yeah, it sounds amazing, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, hell yeah, sign me up for that. So I might have to wait for a review on that one. I swear I needed just a job where I could just play video games the whole time, Sean. The next game, also dropping September 14th, is AK Zodal. The cutest, deadliest, and only top-down roguelike shooter featuring AK-wielding Exodals. Blast your way through the animal kingdom with the arsenal of kick-ass guns, mighty power-ups, and even raise an army of trigger-happy baby Exodals. This sounds like a game where you'll get drunk and just play the hell out of it because it's just absurd.
A lot of violent gun themes in these releases.
Yeah, and we're about to have this next game sounds like Among Us, Sean, which took off during COVID, where people could play and there was one killer within everyone else, and that is called Deceit 2.
Sounds like a Skinamax movie.
Yeah, it really does, starring
Shannon Tweed.
Yeah, Shannon Tweed. Thank you.
Yes.
It just comes out on the PC September 14th. It's a 6 to 9 player social deduction horror game where 2 among you have been infected. While infected do the game master's bidding, the innocent must work together to escape the ritual while deducing who is plotting against them.
What do you mean by infected? Like, what does that mean?
I took it as it sounds like a horror movie when you get bit by a zombie and don't tell anyone.
Interesting. Okay, I could probably be down with that one.
Yeah, that game would actually be pretty cool. I wish it was coming out for the PlayStation. But then we have the Crew Motorfest, which I don't know how this is obviously a race car game, but it's set in open world Hawaii where you just do like high speed races through building the bustling city of Honolulu, off road maps on the ashy slopes of a volcano or Maui. I just added that last part for myself. Or master the perfect curve for the tracks. I know this has an audience. I haven't been the biggest in the racing games, but it seems like a lot of fun. The graphics look great. The cars looked amazing.
I was into racing games when I was younger, like Excite Bike, like the motorcycle games. Like even if I go to like a Dave and Buster's, I'll do the bike and the snowmobile games and some of the racing games because they're kind of cool, but they're more cool to do in those kind of environments where you're actually behind the wheel and sitting in front of it's not real too much fun on like a gaming system for me.
Yeah, it's they're hit or miss. Like I remember growing up, I had Crazy Taxi, and we had the wheel, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, I was into NASCAR, and I think was it N64? I'm trying to remember what game system it was. But anyway, I might have been, but I had a NASCAR game, and I fucking loved it. It was a lot of fun because literally the graphics were good, and it was just if you were into the art of NASCAR, which obviously that age is who I am, and I don't watch NASCAR anymore.
Yes, I used to be, yes.
Yeah, but it's to do a 500 lap video game is pretty fucking intense. It's
Oh
pretty
my
nuts.
God, you did all that? Jesus, Sean.
Yeah, it was a full on race. Absolutely.
That's whew.
Well, they made the laps shorter. It's not like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it wasn't like you were sitting there for 6 hours doing 500 laps.
All right, and that. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
I distracted you with my NASCAR wax.
You did. We have Thunder Ray, which is for coming out for everything, and it's a retro arcade boxing game with a modern twist. It doesn't say what the twists are, but like it says, get ready to throw jabs, hooks, and uppercuts as you face off against a roster and colorful and eccentric opponents.
You'll never beat that Mike Tyson game.
No, you won't. I think that's what they're trying to do. And then we have for the Switch on September 15th, Batten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster, 2 JRPGs, Masterpiece Returns, Batten Kaitos, Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean, and Batten Kaitos Origins are back with improved graphics and new features to aid game progression, making them even easier to play. Basically, like a long time ago, there was a great conflict between the evil god and the people. After a fierce battle, the people managed to steal off the evil god, but was left behind only a desolate land. Those people chose to abandon the land and live in the sky. So it's like, oh, okay, and that game sounds pretty cool. Sounds like another Matsuza special, to be honest. September 18th, we have Gloomhaven, which is out on everything. Experience one of the hardest tactical RPG and lead your band of mercenaries through an unforgiving land where every choice is crucial. Carve your way through terrifying dungeons, dreadful forests, and dark caves filled with horrific monsters to reap your rewards or die trying. Sell your sword to anyone who can afford it, may they be city officials or corrupt cultists. You are paid to get results and not ask questions. Where will you draw the line? Sounds like a fun just shoot 'em game. But it's with tactical RPG, I'm a little interested to see where it goes for that. And it sounds like you'll be doing some morally and ethically gray area things, but it's a video game. You know, that's what people say. I always play the good guy in the video games. Like with Mass Effect, I'm always Paragon, never Renegade. So this leads us to September 19th, Sean. We are creeping our way through this very slowly but surely. It is called Lies of P. It's just for the PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Mac. Lies of P is a thrilling, Souls-like game that takes the story of Pinocchio, turns it on its head, and sets it against the darkly elegant backdrop of the Belle Epoque era. To be honest, Pinocchio's already pretty dark if you don't read the Disney version. So this is I'm interested to see where they go with this. Might have to wait for reviews, but pretty interesting.
Okay.
And Sean, this is remember how I said September was their video games are coming out? Here's another big one. Mortal Kombat 1. Just coming out on next gen consoles, surprising the PC and the Switch. A reborn Mortal Kombat universe created by Liu Kang. Mortal Kombat ushers in a new era of iconic franchise, new fighting system, game mode, and of course fatalities, which Mortal Kombat games.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, he's my favorite as well. He's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then September 19th, Sean, I'm gonna get you this video game. It's called You Suck at Parking.
I suck at parking, so that's good. That's very appropriate.
It comes out for everything, and it says it's the only racing game where your goal is to stop and park your ride is more important than your driving skills.
I'm gonna buy it for my kids.
It's
neither one of my kids can park without using the fucking camera on their cars.
Well, yeah, they're gonna have to have them do that because.
What's it called again?
You Suck at Parking.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm gonna have to look. That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. September 19th. And this game, Sean, if we had an Xbox, would sound like a lot of fun to play like on a Friday night. It's called Party Animals. Just comes out on the Xbox and PC, and it's fight your friends as puppies, kittens, and other fuzzy creatures and party animals. Paw, paw
Sounds
it
a little
out.
furryish to me.
Paw it with your friends both online and offline. Interact with the world under our realistic physics engine. Did I mention puppies? And I just think it sounds like a perfect drunk game, like where you're just beating each other up. It sounds like not Brawlahalla, but I can't think of the name of it right now. It'll come to me, but just one of those dumb games.
So can I ask a dumb question? And you can
No dumb
educate me on this?
questions.
So I looked up the You Suck at Parking, right?
Yeah.
And it says it's on Steam. Is Steam like one of those things that you download the games to, kind of deal?
Yeah, it's PC.
So that's only for PC only, Steam, right?
Yeah, Steam is just PC, and it's just like the gaming part with that, because there's an Epic Game Store and a Steam Game Store, and it's just on the Steam Game Store. That's where most games are for PC, but some are on the Epic Game Store as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no worries. And another big game coming out September 21st. This game has been waited forever for people that love these games. It's called Payday 3. Sorry about that. Did you catch that? Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, Payday 3 is the much anticipated sequel to one of the most popular co-op shooters ever. In these games, you plan a heist and execute it.
Ooh, it's like Ocean's 11.
Yeah, and like you can get like different masks and everything, and like.
Oh yeah, I think I'd like that.
Yeah, those games are a lot of fun. My old roommate used to play the hell out of that. So I know he's excited for that. And then September 26th, Sean, Cyberpunk 2077, which I know you don't know, but this game.
You lost me at punk.
Sorry. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Now this is a DLC for Cyberpunk. Now I'm gonna tell you a little backstory about Cyberpunk 2077. It came out 2 years ago, and it was supposed to be like all these people were looking forward to it, but they rushed the release, and it was broken in a lot of ways. Like PlayStation removed it from its online store because it was so unplayable. And it got re-added back. The team behind it started working on it and was able to get it up to speed with what it was promised before, but because they rushed it, it was shit. But this is their DLC. They got everything on track. And, I actually bought the game for $10, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but it's on my to-play list. But now they got the DLC coming out, and, perfect. If you love this game, you're going to want to play it.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then we have El Paso Everywhere, which is for the Xbox and the PC. And this game, I think you would love it.
I'm very familiar with El Paso. So.
Yeah, well, this is El Paso Elsewhere. It's stakes, guns, slow-mo, fight werewolves and vampires in a reality-shifting motel.
Oh, fuck
Drive through barricades and escape to grasp of evil puppets. Destroy the villain you loved. A new third-person love letter to classic shooters. Neo-noir never looked so good. So,
wow.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
That sounds like, God, why can't I think of the name of the movie right now? But, the one with Selma Hayek and Quentin Tarantino, the vampires.
Till Dusk
Till Dawn, which is I can't believe I brain farted because that's like one of my all-time favorite movies. That movie's badass. That game sounds like pretty similar almost.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm here for it type deal.
But I am not drinking anything off of Selma Hayek's toes like they do in that. So.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, no thanks.
All right, and then we have Minko's Night Market. It's a narrative. It's coming out for the Switch and PC. A narrative-driven social simulation adventure game that celebrates Japanese culture and invites players to craft whimsical items, eat delicious snacks, and ultimately enjoy all the cats. Not my type of game.
Yeah, it doesn't sound up my alley. Yeah. Okay. Did you really say enjoy? Wait. Did you say enjoys cats?
Yeah, that's what it says. And ultimately enjoy all the cats. It's weird.
Sounds a little. Well, I'll shut up. Move on.
And then we have My Time at Sandrock, also the 26th. We're ending the month with a bang with all these video games. Travel to the desert community of Sandrock and take on the role of a fledgling builder. Use your trusty toolset to gather resources, construct machines, and turn your rundown workshop into a well-oiled production facility to save the town from the jaws of economic ruin. It sounds like a game sort of like...
I'm not.
That's not for me.
Yeah, it's definitely not for me. Me neither. Move on.
And then we have Paleo Pines, which comes out for everything September 26th. It's Welcome to Paleo Pines, a charming island known for its friendly dinosaurs, quirky townsfolk, and mysterious past. Befriend dinos and lose their help to fix up your ranch and farm crops to create your cozy dino sanctuary, and set out with your companion. Lucky
Is this a video game, or is this like a new sci-fi TV show or something?
It sounds like crappy, like, oh, you're friends with the dinosaurs. No, I want the dinosaurs trying to eat me.
Yeah, I want Jurassic Park shit. I want them eating shit. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, so at least we're aligning on what we don't like. That's good.
Yeah, I know it's the first. And then September 28th, we have Infinity Strash Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Dai. That comes out for everything. It's a great name. The memories of the hero in your hands. Experience the story of the legendary anime series, and that's really lost me. Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai, an exhilarating action role-playing game that combines stunning visuals with the art from the anime and manga. I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. And then we have Sonic Frontiers: The Final Horizon, which is the final DLC for the Sonic Frontiers game, which includes
like Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic. Like
I love Sonic too. So.
Yeah, I think it's 3D, not 2D, so it's interesting. But they have new story, new playable characters, and Tails, Amy, and Knuckles. I have no idea who Amy is. And then we have it's pretty ironic that we have you on this, Shawn. It's a video game called Cocoon, not based on the movie.
Amazing.
Yes.
What, I can't play as Wilford Brimley?
Or with your diabetes.
I can't. Yeah. Can I? Is it the game about not getting diabetes?
Yeah,
that'd be a great game.
Yeah, that's
attack your blood sugar. No diabetes.
But it's from the lead designer of the Limbo game, which was a lot of fun. I know. I think Jake Williams played that. But it takes you on an adventure across worlds within worlds. So it sounds like we're getting into the quantum realm. Master world leaping mechanics and solve intricate puzzles to unravel a cosmic mystery. That comes out September 29th. And to end the month is
EA. Man, there's a lot of video games for 1 month. That's crazy, man. That's a lot.
And this is a big game here. EA Sports FC 24, which is football club. EA Sports lost the rights to FIFA, so this is their them saying fuck it, we'll do it live type deal. And they have it just the football club with the, it's basically if you want to play soccer, it's soccer. It's FIFA. So just enjoy the hell out of it. Those games are a lot of fun to play. I would never buy it.
EA Sports stuff, like that NASCAR game I was referencing earlier, that was by EA Sports.
Yeah, that's what they're known for, is the sports games, but then they just make the same shit every year, as we can see with Madden. So, it was an interesting release. September's a big release for video games. Like, I'm sure your kids may be hitting you up for a couple of these games. Maybe your wife will be.
Well, I mean, a lot of them. I mean, I'll be honest with you. A lot of them, like, I guess when you hear the storyline or whatever you're describing them, they're very, very interesting. So but again, like, if you go back to it, how much time do you have to play? Like, you probably named like 5 games, and I'm like, oh, that sounds really badass. I mean, you just has time to play all that shit. It's crazy.
I know.
Right?
It's absurd. It's absurd.
That's why I try to stay away from it, because I know the minute I buy one and put it in, I'll be hooked. That's how it works.
Shawn's like, sorry guys, I can't do podcasts. Playing a video game right now.
I mean, it's not going to happen, but that's why I steer away from it. And probably most of them require way too much thought than my old age is able to ponder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But no, those are some big releases. Shawn, before we get out of here, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Well, no. First, thanks for having me on. A very untraditional pod for me to do, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I mean, I love talking about the games I played. I also loved hearing about the games that are coming out, even though I probably don't play them. I guess how big games have evolved since my time is pretty freaking impressive. So it's really cool to hear. I'll plug a couple things. So on the No-So feed, Territorial, where you will be joining me, and then I do some solo ones too, but for the most part, you'll be with me, where we pick a feud from the territory days of wrestling and kind of go through it, start, middle, and finish. So there's a couple in the bank. The first one dropped, which was about Von Erich versus Jerry Lawler. I did a special one on Funk where it was Funk versus Armstrong from Smoky Mountain. Another one that'll be dropping soon will be from Mid-South. And then you and I did one, an all-time one that you and I just totally marked out for was Bruno Sammartino versus Roddy Piper. So that is a really fun pod to do. A lot more to come on that one, and I really enjoy that one. I'll also Traders of the Lost Ark, also here on the pop feed. Seems to be coming out at this point like every 6 to 7 weeks, but we do enjoy that one where we talk about lost comic arcs. So that one is also one we'd like to do. And then last but not least, over on NoSo, Linking Up Luchas, where you and I and Logan, along with Jenny and Jake, go through the history of Lucha Underground. And been a very, very fun watch. The next episode we tape is what is it? I forget what it's called. Do you remember what it's called? The one like the big
Aztec Warfare.
Aztec Warfare, which is we're all watching together, so I look forward to that one. And definitely has some hot takes. The more I watch Lucha Underground, the more I evolve into some of the Shawnisms that I have, and we'll just see how that plays out. But overall, it's a really fun watch, and that's it.
Yeah, and I want to, like I said, thank you for being on, Shawn. Check out everything on all three feeds. Everyone's doing a great job. And don't forget to listen while you play.
With yourself.
Diggity dog. Breaking. Diggity dog.